Mike Graff accuses his child's mother of crossing the line by installing spyware on a phone he shared with their son. But Lisa Fuller defends her actions, insisting the 10-year-old needed monitoring after Mr. Graff secretly gave him the phone without her knowledge.
Good day. I see I've got as my plaintiff Mike Graff and my defendant Lisa Fuller. Mr. Graff, I see you're suing for $5,000. Why are we in court today?
That's correct, Your Honor. Yes, sadly, we're here today because I'm suing the mother of my son for emotional distress, invasion of privacy, so much emotional distress that I'm having to see a therapist for PTSD, and she needs to pay for it, frankly.
Okay. Sorry to hear that, sir. So you're saying your therapy is currently and projected to cost $5,000. What has she done, sir, to lead you to this space?
The main reason we're here today is because she installed a software on the phone that I gave to our son that allows her to see all text message, emails, everything, and including deleted text messages that I had exchanged with my former girlfriend, and just the constant bombardment and just harassment that she's caused me. So I would love for her to be held accountable, boundaries to be set, so that we can move forward.
So you are very, very upset, Mr. Graff. I can see that. Let's back up here. How long were you in a relationship with this woman, and how old is your child?
Mikey's 10 years old. We were together for a brief time. It was a one-night stand.
That happens. Okay.
And Mikey was not the plan. However, we're thankful for him, and we've tried to make it work for about a year. But
as a couple, or?
Yes, as a couple.
Yes, as a couple. Okay, and that wasn't successful. Looks like no. Okay, so you two have been co-parenting for many years now. If Mikey's 10, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so you guys have been co-parenting, and how has that been going, sir?
It's been going, you know, we never got here. We never had a judicial hearing or anything, no claims. So it's all been between.
No shade. Okay. Yeah.
It's been between us. We've been able to make it work. It's had its ups and downs.
So it's been going pretty okay up until this point, is what I hear. And she's disagreeing, which we'll hear her side in a second. You're saying it was going okay until this point. And I want to get clarity again, Mr. Graff. There's a cell phone that you gave your son.
Correct.
And at some point, you're saying, and she'll tell her side, that she put spyware, for lack of a better term, on this device.
Yes.
But you're telling me that that spyware also allowed her to see your text messages and your private information?
So, yes, because it is, while my son does use it, it is still my phone. I bought it for him. I need to be able to use it on occasion if my phone's dead, you know, if we're at a place and my phone's either charging.
So you kind of share the phone?
Correct.
And do you also have your own phone?
Correct.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So, because I don't need him to see everything that's on my phone. I just want him to
Well, I
have.
certainly hope not. Yeah. Okay. All right. So you're saying that this has caused you trauma. How?
In the sense that it's an invasion of privacy. She called me up out of the blue. This is the big spark that led us here.
Please.
I was, going about my day, and she called me out of the blue, fully unhinged, just screaming at me. Unhinged. When are you planning on telling me you're going to move? And I just
So what is she talking about, sir? When are you moving, and why is she hearing it from the phone?
Sorry, that's exactly it. I'm not moving. I told her, hey, I'm not moving. I don't know what you're talking about. If I was going to move, I would have told you. We would have a conversation about it. And I asked, so what are you accusing me of this for?
Today, we step inside a courtroom where personal battles spill into legal drama, and what begins as a $5,000 lawsuit quickly becomes a clash of trust, privacy, and parenting values. The plaintiff stands firm, claiming emotional distress and post-traumatic stress disorder at the hands of his co-parent, while the defendant insists she only acted to protect their son. This is not just about money. This is about accusations of spying, invasions of privacy, and broken agreements over a simple phone. The judge is forced to untangle a decade of resentment in just one hearing, and the tension is explosive. We are about to witness accusations, screenshots, and emotional breakdowns unfold in real time. This is more than a case. It is a portrait of fractured co-parenting. This story will show you how fragile communication can destroy even the strongest intentions. Stay with me as we break this case down piece by piece.
She sends me a screenshot. Thank you for bringing that up. She sends me a screenshot of a private conversation I was having with my girlfriend at the time. And I was just
through
instantly...
Mikey's phone.
Madam Defendant, I'll get to you in 1 second. Thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Instantly just felt completely violated. how did she get that? And so I asked her.
So you didn't know that she had the spyware on the. Okay.
No knowledge of this. So I asked her, how were you able to see this? And she said, don't worry about it.
Okay, let's pause there.
Yeah.
All right, Ms. Fuller. He's been talking a lot to the court. Let me hear from you. What's up with this spyware, the phone, you calling and blasting him out? What's true?
To start off, Your Honor, he likes to say that we've been co-parenting very well, but it hasn't been very well for the last 10 years. We've agreed to some things, and he's gone behind my back with the phone. For example, we have said that we're not going to give our 10-year-old child a phone until he's in middle school, until he is a teenager, and he is 10 years old, and he now has a smartphone, which I found out after he came home. Mikey came home, and I saw that he had a smartphone.
So you're
in his
telling the
hand.
court, ma'am, that the father of your child, of y'all's child that you share, was defiant for your request to not have a cell phone to your child until the teenage years.
It wasn't only my request. We had agreed.
Y'all had agreed.
We agreed to
Okay, so
it.
let's take a pause. Mr. Graff, is that true?
Coming up on Equal Justice.
I get that you are fragile and that we're going to get to this PTSD claim, and that's clear. I'm convinced of that. What I can't make out yet is if she is responsible. Is that true?
Yes, but I can own up to that. I can own up to saying that, I may have overstepped there.
May have.
Correct.
Okay.
But as you can see with her constantly bombarding me,
No, I actually haven't seen that, sir.
Thank you.
I can't say I've seen a bombardment. I've seen you stumbling over your words here with the court and, awfully upset. But I'm still trying to make out what she has done, because that's my job today, sir, right?
Correct.
I get that you're upset. I get that you are fragile and that we're going to get to this PTSD claim and your upsettedness, and that's clear. I'm convinced of that. What I can't make out yet is if she is responsible for that. So that's what I need you to help me with. So she's saying, and you're admitting, that y'all agreed as two consenting adults to say this young boy, he's still a boy, doesn't need a cell phone with all of the risk associated with cell phone devices and social media and, quite frankly, kidnapping.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People are putting tags and things on young people's phones and snatching them off the streets every day. So there is a lot of risk. So I can see where, as parents, y'all would decide collectively, keyword there, collectively, to refrain from that until a later date. But you go behind her back, actually, and you don't do that. Tell me why.
Because, Your Honor, due to our previous relationship when we were together, it was very difficult, and that was the onset of a lot of the trauma that I now have. And this is really what triggered that, and I want to deal with it. I want to be the best dad I can be to him.
Oh, sure.
The first twist hits when the father admits he gave his 10-year-old son a smartphone, despite an agreement with the mother to wait until the teenage years. This decision creates the foundation for everything that follows. Because once that phone was in the child's hands, the defendant installed monitoring software. She claims it was for parental safety, but the plaintiff says it invaded his privacy. This is where we see two completely different parenting philosophies colliding. One parent focused on control and safety, the other on trust and freedom. What seems like a small disagreement over a phone explodes into accusations of spying harassment and even claims of emotional trauma. The courtroom becomes the battlefield, where every decision is questioned and every motive is challenged.
And so I want to work on myself, and I don't think it's fair that I have to pay that when she is the cause of all of that stress and trauma, because we have to do this together.
How, sir? Convince me how. And before we get to that, you still haven't answered my first question, Mr. Graff. Why did you go behind his mother's back and give your 10-year-old a phone when you agreed that wasn't really a good idea?
I did it to appease Mikey. I try to be a good father to him, and
I get it. Okay. Elijah, we got a people pleaser on our hands.
We've seen this before.
We've seen this one before. Okay. But you do know that parenting is about doing what's in the best interest of your son, right?
Absolutely.
Not appeasing him?
Absolutely.
Okay, continue. We want to move on now to where this woman is responsible. Tell me, what did she do, sir, to get to these medical bills of $5,000?
So she looked on the phone at deleted messages, saw a conversation between me and my girlfriend, read it, and totally invaded my
Is she the cause of it?
privacy.
Because you kept saying former girlfriend breakup. Is she the cause of the breakup? Are you telling me?
Absolutely.
Tell me why. Get to it quickly, sir.
Because it was always about her. It was always about her stepping into our relationship, overstepping boundaries.
And your then girlfriend got tired of having to play third party to a pre-existing relationship that, quite frankly, the court is not clear that you have really closed this chapter with this woman. It sounds like she's got a little too much control/impact, and it sounds like you're allowing it, though, sir.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do today, is set boundaries. Because
you came to court to set a relationship boundary. How about those apples? Hold on a minute, sir. Ma'am, you said you have some text messages for me to see.
I do.
Please give those to my bailiff. Thank you, ma'am. Give everything you've got in the folder. Thank you. Let me review this so I can get a better understanding. Thank you. Okie dokie.
And these are on Mikey's
This
phone.
is the 10-year-old's phone.
This is the 10-year-old's phone.
Right, because I was going to get to the text messages, but my eye got sent over here when I'm looking at these search engines.
The search, and that's what I found.
Sex, kissing, gun scenes, how to kiss at 10?
10 years old.
Okay, how to kiss, pretty girls. Oh, Lord. Okay, so this is the search engine of a 10-year-old.
My son is searching that.
Okay.
Yes.
Then let's see, this is Emily. So this is the girlfriend?
That's his
Okay, so this is a text between your son's father and his then girlfriend. I think it's time we take the next step. I think it's time we move in together. Really? Oh my God, I've been waiting on this. Are you going to tell Lisa, that is the defendant here? Plaintiff says, nah, she'd probably have a hissy fit. Girlfriend at the time, yeah, true, she's used to any excuse to get mad at you, plus my house, my rules. She doesn't control me. Well, sir, actually, it seems like she does. It seems like that you allow anybody in your face to control you, from the woman you have a child with to this girlfriend here to your 10-year-old son. So when do you, Mr. Graff, become an adult and create boundaries for the way you want to live? Or is that my job?
We're here today because she violated my privacy and caused me immense emotional distress.
He wants to talk
about. So you can talk about parenting all you want. That's something between us. We can work on that. But what she can't accept and she can't own up for is the fact that she is constantly abusing me and verbally, Your Honor, and just to the point where I need help, and
Okay, I think we agree you need some help. That part we got.
Yeah.
Okay, Miss Fuller, how about it? How about the fact that he's saying that you are violating his privacy, you're in his business, and that you are controlling his household? What do you say to that?
I say that is crap. He's on our child's phone texting his girlfriend, trash talking the mother of his child, and the child is reading
Your Honor,
those text messages.
No, you may not.
The child
Mr. Graff, you may not.
He's reading those messages. I am taking care of our child 24/7 with exception for the week that he's taking care of him, but he's neglecting our child by not monitoring the phone. I'm monitoring the phone.
You are correct, sir. You do suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder. It says you've got stressful and traumatic events. The court is noting that.
As the judge digs deeper, the case shifts from phone monitoring to personal relationships. And here we uncover another layer of chaos. The defendant is accused of exposing private messages between the plaintiff and his girlfriend. Messages that not only fueled arguments, but also allegedly caused the breakup of his relationship. The plaintiff insists this invasion of privacy destroyed his peace of mind and drove him into therapy. But the judge pushes back, asking if this man ever truly set boundaries in his life, or if he allowed both his co-parent and his girlfriend to control him. What emerges is the portrait of a father desperate to be a people pleaser rather than a decision maker, and that weakness fuels the storm. We are watching unfold. The court wants proof of harm, but what it sees is tangled emotions and poor choices.
This is Equal Justice. Equal Justice is back with a case of Mike Graff, who is fighting with Lisa Fuller over spyware on his phone.
Mr. Graff, do you have evidence for the court? How did we get to $5,000? Please offer that up.
Yes, I do. I've got the 5 months of therapy each session, $250 twice a month, and then...
Sir, I can read just fine. Go ahead and give that to my bailiff. Thank you, sir.
There's also in there evidence from my phone service provider that shows that she did install
Okay, let's start with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. This is the spy feature.
Correct.
This applies to all the social media channels, the browser history. But she's not disputing that, sir. She's telling the court very openly that she's a concerned mother. You went behind her back You gave a 10-year-old a phone against y'all's consensual agreement to not do so until he turned 13. As such, her only response was to either take the phone, one would presume, which I don't think you would appreciate, or do what she's done here. She's got to have some type of parental oversight because someone has to, sir. So this is actually not disputed evidence. This is conceded by both parties. Spyware was on the device. Moving on. Okay, this again, not important. This is you taking up the issue of spyware with the company. They're saying, yes, spyware is there. Again, non-disputed issue. Let's get to this piece of evidence. This is from your psychiatrist, Dr. Wong here. Per your request, I'm diagnosing you. You are correct, sir. You do suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder, per your psychiatrist. It says you've got stressful and traumatic events. You have to have bi-weekly outpatient sessions to treat this. But now let's get to the money. These are these invoices, sir, where you're paying for 30-minute therapy sessions. What is this, twice a month?
That's correct.
Okay, to the tune of $500. And you're saying you're going to need this for about almost a better part of a year, which is how we get to $5,000?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay.
Coming up on Equal Justice.
Yeah.
Why are you not responsible?
Because I think he's had these issues way before we met. That is his own baggage. I have been a responsible mother.
And ma'am, I think I'm ready to rule here, but a final question for you.
Yeah.
Why are you not responsible for the fact that he claims that all of this is due to you?
Because I think he's had these issues way before we met. Way before we met. That is his own baggage. And I have been a responsible mother. I've been a caring and a nurturing mother. And my priority is my son. My concern is my son. I don't care what he does with his life. I don't care about his girlfriends. I don't care about his personal stuff. I care about the protection and the safety of our son. If he's got emotional things that he needs to work on, I will gladly support him in that, because I want our child to have a loving, supportive, and healthy,
emotionally stable
emotional father. But I don't think I'm responsible for that. I think my only job is to protect my son, and I don't think he likes that, because he himself has been negligent, and he needs to stand up and be responsible for that, and stop being this cool dad and start being a real dad.
Ooh. Shots fired.
Your Honor, if I may, she talks about not caring about what I do, yet all she can do is read all these texts concerned about me moving in with my girlfriend.
I think the court's heard enough actually on this case. Thank you both for your testimony and your evidence. Here's the thing. This is common, actually, where you've got two adults that I do believe, and I want to be clear on this, are showing up in good faith with every effort to be good parents. I do believe that. However, y'all have two very different points of view as to what makes a good parent. This woman is really having to step into the posture of protecting and providing. You, sir, are stepping into the posture of companionship for your son. Your son is 10. This is a very important formative age for him. He is starting to, as we can see by that search engine, he's getting curious about things. Your son shouldn't be going to Google about how to kiss. He should be going to his father.
The tension rises when the evidence is presented. Therapy bills, spyware confirmation, and text messages all laid out before the judge. On one side, the plaintiff demands accountability, claiming he suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder and needs $5,000 for treatment. On the other side, the defendant argues she acted only to protect her child, insisting that the plaintiff already carried emotional baggage long before their relationship. This clash highlights the larger question of responsibility. Who pays for emotional pain in a broken co-parenting arrangement? Is it fair to demand financial compensation when the issues run deeper than one phone or one argument? The judge must decide whether this is genuine damage or simply unresolved personal conflict spilling into the courtroom.
I actually see couples, former couples in this courtroom every day. And many times I'm not so convinced that the romantic desires of one party to another are totally resolved. But today, I don't believe this woman cares one bit, sir, about what you do with your personal life. I don't think she would have you back if you wanted her. What I believe is you need to really work on your boundaries. I do see a man who is deeply fragile. I believe you are traumatized. But the issue, sir, is I believe you showed up that way when you met this woman. And you cannot, sir, reasonably expect this court to make this woman foot a bill for you doing your work. Your son deserves the best of you. I'm glad you are seeking mental health treatment to get that. More parents should do that and do their work. But, sir, this woman is not financially obligated to pay for your work. The court will dismiss the plaintiff's case entirely. That is my ruling.
In the final moments, the judge delivers a powerful reality check acknowledging the father's fragile emotional state, but refusing to make the mother pay for his healing. Instead, the court dismisses the case entirely, reminding both parents that their child deserves stability and guidance above all else. This ruling sends a clear message. Therapy is necessary, but accountability for self-growth cannot be forced onto another parent. The judge draws a line between protecting a child and controlling an ex-partner, and the plaintiff learns that personal healing is his own responsibility. This is the kind of case that shows us how courtroom battles are never just about legal claims. They are about broken trust, fragile egos, and the struggle to move forward. The verdict may close the case, but the real work begins outside the courtroom, in the lives of everyone involved. This case proves that court cannot fix broken trust. It can only remind us that responsibility for healing belongs to ourselves, not our ex-partners. The lawsuit is gone, but the lesson remains: boundaries, respect, and accountability matter. Most stay tuned for more powerful cases ahead.